Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. There's no one else around.
I think Ian's out on the.
Oh, Ian,
and then
was it?
Michelle's panel chair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Ian Rotherham, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's good. Well, I've had about 5 coffees today, so I'm all wired up.
Well, I don't drink coffee. That is my coffee.
I've got a commercial machine at home, actually. Business expensive.
So do we, but I don't drink coffee.
They make a lot of noise anyway.
Right, go.
Yeah, yeah.
You can be there. I'm looking forward to this one.
No spectators. Well, I think there was a couple hanging around before.
These parts.
Oh, did you want to sit in the middle?
Tell me how to do
So we work on the bro-brow theory. You?
Yeah.
What category is this one?
Black and
Oh,
white.
black and white. Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one.
Did the portrait one before. That was interesting.
Was it? I missed that.
What about
I did the macro one this morning in nature. Oh, the macro. Stunning.
Hey, you look at these images and you go, really? They're not amateur. It's so good.
I mean,
this is the thing with the shift with more and more online education and more better and
Yep.
mirrorless. I mean, digital was a breakthrough.
Yep.
Mirrorless.
Yeah.
With my workshops that I'm working with every day, I said, the whole thing is with mirrorless. You can see what you're getting.
Yeah.
yeah.
You can experiment and not even take a picture.
Yeah. Yeah, my missus was a finalist in landscape. Don't think it'll top with 3, but she's in there, so she's pretty happy. Then she had 2 others in. What category was it? Photojournalism.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They were outside the top 10, so she's pretty rapidly ready.
Okay.
Mind you, she's won awards.
Hey, everyone. Who's ready? Oh, pushed the button when I shouldn't have. Who's ready for black and white? Welcome. And for the top 25 finalists of New Zealand Amateur Photography Awards Black and White category. I want to thank Photo Warehouse, who is sponsoring the New Zealand Amateur Awards this year. We really appreciate them. They've been supporting photographers in New Zealand since 1987. Operated by real people who know and love cameras. 7 stores nationwide, plus an extensive range of new and used products online and in the shop. Okay, don't forget at 5 o'clock tonight we're going to be announcing the category winners. If you're in Christchurch, don't forget to come down and have a look at the exhibition hall. There are going to be a number of images auctioned off, so if you're walking around the exhibition hall and see one that says I'm up for auction, you know that you can bid on that. It's normally a great evening as we also announce who is finalist for the Iris Awards as well. Bar 79 is now open and will be open until 8 o'clock. Thanks to our sponsor, Joel Dunn Mindset Coach. All right, and also don't forget New Zealand Photo Show. Go and check that out. If you haven't got your tickets, it's not too late. You can still get them. I'm really looking forward to a couple of days of great learning. All right, let me read the category description for you all so you all know what is going on. The black and white category is for photographs that are captured or converted to black and white. This is an open category which allows images from any genre. Image scoring in this category will be determined based on the quality of the black and white conversion and how much this adds to the image. Any form of editing is permitted in this category as long as it complies with the global rules. No AI-generated content, non-photographic elements, or photographic elements not created by the entrant are allowed. And remember, our judges here are looking at a very large TV. It's not colour calibrated, but everything that was judged would have been judged on a colour calibrated screen at the various places across the country and Australia. All right, let's get into the first image. Oh, after this wee ad from our amazing sponsors.
Behind every camera is a person. Behind every recommendation is someone who actually uses it. That's what makes Photo Warehouse different. We're photographers, filmmakers, birdwatchers, stargazers, gear nerds and storytellers. We've been sharing that passion with Kiwis for generations, filling our shelves with everything from cameras, the coolest little gadgets that make you stop and say, that's actually pretty awesome. With 7 stores across New Zealand. We'd love to meet you. Welcome to Photo Warehouse, to your local camera store.
Alrighty, let's go. Wow. Congratulations, a silver award and 23rd equal place.
All right, I'll crack on. Okay, this is really interesting. I've been looking forward to this black and white. This is almost like a crystal sculpture, really, and the capture is great. The right amount of depth of field, obviously very small, but the black and white really just lets you see all those shapes and forms and turns it into crystal rather than green plant life. So as for a black and white image, this is great. Well done.
Yeah, well done, Sylvia. I just really like this, and of course, there's one feature right up in the middle, which is obviously the highlight of this image, and the foreground around it backs it up as well. And I like the way it's cropped as well. It's sort of leading out to some of the edges, but you haven't got the whole thing in there, but it actually works quite well. And those droplets really make it, so well done.
And in 23rd equal place, congratulations and a silver award for this little guy. Also not welcome at my house.
What a beautiful capture, and oh my goodness, where did you photograph this? I'm just imagining, is this something you brought into a studio? Yeah, just the texture that you've got coming through the hair on the spider is amazing, and that the way you've converted the black and white is very effective because it means that you can see all that detail really well. Well done.
Yeah, well done, Daniel, on your silver award for this, and well earned. And the fact you've chosen a black background and really brings out the contrast in this, and the black and white works very well in this situation. And I quite like the highlights in the eyes, and you managed to get everything that's shown there seems to be pretty sharp, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. Quick note. This is really where you black and white. You can turn it, and like I said, that high contrast into a graphic. You know, the lines being blurred between graphic and thing. This is great. This is where you can use this to create this effectively an illustration. A slightly creepy illustration, but illustration. Yay!
Yeah, like I said, he's not welcome at my house. No offence, little spider. Congratulations, Meg. This is a silver award and 23rd equal place.
I loved this image when I first looked at it. It's just really gets your attention with the reflection and the symmetry and that one tree coming up through the middle. I think to improve it, and it sounds weird, but the washing basket, I know it's like something that would be there with washing, but it's kind of distracting, and I think without that image would have been quite, just perfect. It's beautiful, well done.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And so, yeah, Meg, that is a really good shot. I mean, it seems to be shot over a river or a pond or something, so they mightn't have access to that, but you could have actually removed it in editing. Yeah. And I like the tonal range in the clothes. You know, it's quite a quirky image, but it's sort of, I don't know, I think of the West Coast when I see this. So, sorry to all the West Coasters, but it's just got that sort of out the back of Westport look to it.
Yeah, and following on from that, the cool thing with this, yes, we're in black and white, and yes, it's brilliant in black and white. This also could have sat in documentary, because I think it has sort of social comment, and almost it's a family portrait. I can see mum and dad and the kids in that. I mean, maybe big kids, but definitely. So I think that gives as a communication, real depth.
Yeah.
And in 22nd place with the Silver Award, congratulations, John.
Yeah, well done, John. The leaf in this is actually, if I was going to comment on it, I'd slightly like to see it a little bit darker to make the highlight the bird itself. And I just love the reflection in the eye of the bird, and it's well captured. Look, the feathers on the back look pretty cool in black and white too. So my only comment would be it seems to get a little bit lost in the back of the head and the back of the neck. But I like the way you've left a little bit of room for it to move into.
Yes, 100%. It's exactly what I was saying. As you said there, I was saying, I think this screen isn't doing it justice, and I think it's the kind of thing where we're seeing it on a big screen. The good thing with the big screen, it does justice to the actual capture and be able to see all those details, which you quite often don't see on a computer screen. So, yes, the screen's not totally doing the tonal justice, but I think the scale, it's really nice seeing it big. I saw this fairly small on a laptop, and it's really actually really nice to see it big because it holds up.
And in 21st place with a Silver Award, so I just have to hold them back.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go.
These guys hadn't judged with me before. Yeah, I'm leaping in here. This is mine. I really like this when I saw this came up because you can photograph animals and show animals sort of thing, but this actually is, again, I'm a big fan of the graphic. It's in the right place. You've got the right balances. You've got enough detail where you wanted the detail in the ropes. But then it also is a study of this ape, and it's cleverly done, and not to get any sky details perfect. This is now a beautiful graphic that you can stare at and create your own little stories around. So someone talk about other stuff, otherwise I'll keep talking.
Yeah, well done, Jasmine. It's sort of an image where you just got to smile at it. It sort of has an effect on you, which is really good. If I was going to critique anything to make it even slightly better, and this is nitpicking to be honest, just watch where the hands are getting very close to that cable up the top. You also want a little bit of clearance there, and but don't let that take away. This is an amazing image, so well done, Jasmine.
I could comment about the boys being so excited to talk about a monkey, but I'm not going to. All right, and this image got 20th place with a Silver Award. Congratulations, Tristan.
Yeah, this is a great capture, and I love that you've got one plane, 4 planes, 2 planes. The movement in each of them is different, so it makes each image add value to the whole. And the black and white conversion is great because you've really got a lot of depth coming through in that sky, and then the streaks from the plane being really, really clear. So well done, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm in Palmy, so we see planes all the time over Ohakea and stuff. And the cool thing is the relationship with the clouds. I think if it was a blank sky, you wouldn't have that drama. And I think sort of that going all deep and meaningful, the connection between the man and creating these trails, and then the clouds, it's that sort of nature sort of thing. And the black and white just turn the volume up on that, and you don't then have to worry about colour. So then the shape and form, the contrast, your choice of contrast, how much you've got in there is great. I like a bit of contrast, and I think it works really well for the subject matter. Well done.
And in 19th place with a Silver Award, we got Natalie. Congratulations.
Last time. Yeah, congratulations, Natalie, for your Silver Award, and this just jumps out at you. And I just like, the way you've highlighted the foreground trees, and also just the subtleness of the trees behind. All I would have done is remove that sign next to them, and you almost try a crop with this. This is another option: is crop out the sky, and it would actually possibly even make the elements stronger. That's another option. But well done.
I like the sign. It brings the element, the juxtaposition between the beautiful Kiwiana background and then with this, as humans do, shoving a sign. But it also could be cloned out. I think it's context and also a good example of different people like different things. I like that the human element, but I totally know that 90% of other people perhaps won't. But yeah, really good treatment, and this is such a lovely and a very New Zealand scene, and just taken to that next level with really good treatment. Good job.
And in 18th place with a silver award, Vicky, congratulations.
What a dramatic image. I'm assuming it's a prison cell, or was a prison cell at some point. The black and white's done a lot of justice to this image, and it's given it a lot of graphic elements with different lines coming through in different places that may not have been as obvious in colour. So well done, it's a really stunning image.
Yeah, well done, Vicky. There's the good thing about black and white is you can really go for contrast, and this suits this the mood of the room, the sort of just the idea of it being so horrible and dark and dingy, and with a little bit of light coming over what was a bed, and also the graffiti on the wall just adds to that whole atmosphere. So, very atmospheric image.
I just have to add, which is a different thing, from a sort of communication. You come in from the right, the person walks in, they walk across that beam of light that goes across, then sits on the bed in that other beam, and the bars reflect on their body as they sit on the bed for as many years as they're going to have to sit there. So there's a whole story in there which is through the light and where it falls, as well as all the other stuff. So yeah, cool, very cool.
And in 17th place with the silver award, it's Bob.
Bob, one word, wow. This is very dramatic. Great capture, and also I love the treatment. The exposure's really nice. Soft sky and very graphic elements, and I love the subtle shadows that the trees are creating on the snow. So beautiful capture.
Just very quickly, I'm glad you took this photo because I wouldn't have. I love landscape, but I photograph people. So when I see stuff like this, I like, good on you. And not only getting out there, but in those conditions, taking something which is so graphic and to have that foresight and thinking about it, because these things you just don't take snaps of this. This takes concentration and dedication. So, and yay that you got a fantastic result from that. Sorry.
And in 16th place with us, I think I've been talking too much today. In 16th place with the silver award, congratulations to Rick.
This is really stunning capture, Rick, with the reflection being really well mirrored. Fantastic symmetry in there. And the black and white, again, just brings that graphic element to it. Just keeps making you look all around the image to find all the different elements of it. Hard to say what to improve, actually, because it's really stunning. Well done.
Yeah, well done, Rick. This is social comment, you can sort of, it's doom and gloom, really, and there's a place where you've taken a beautiful shot in a place that's not beautiful, and just watch, just on the top wall there, on the roof line, there's a bit of artefacts, so you see a bit of a white glow along the edges, so I'd work on that a little bit. but well done, Rick.
And in 15th place with a silver award, Lisa, congratulations.
We're almost fighting over who's going to talk first. That's why it was quiet. Don't take that as a negative. That's a big positive. If you can shut up judges, that's a good sign. This is texture for galore, and what's really pleasing is you've got the depth of field right where you want it, enough so there's a bit of softness just to change the hierarchy from the head to the back, and same with the tone as well. And then the glint in the eye. It's all those 1%ers. One glint, one decision about depth of field, the contrasting. All those 1% is this shift between just a photograph and then taking it to something like this. About the only thing I wish, sort of thing, if there was a little more space below the eye lines on the half rather than the third. But emotionally, the textures and the concentration, I think, almost overrides that. But if I had to say something, but wow.
Yeah, Lisa, that was well done. To me, the hero of this image is the look in the eyes, the concentration, whatever it's looking at, which is normally food. And yeah, it's just a beautiful image for black and white. It really just brings out having so much contrast, and it makes it even more haunting, I think.
And in 14th place, a silver award for Amy. Congratulations.
Yeah, well done, Amy, for a silver award. Hyde, I haven't been there for a few years, but I really like the grunt of this image, and it really works for the building, but I don't think it quite works for the sky. It seems to have artefacts along the power lines on the right-hand side there. So if I was going to tweak that for anything else, I think I'd keep the grunt for the building and the reflection, but maybe soften the sky a little bit. You can actually see a white line around the building, which indicates processing. So I'd just back that off a little bit, but it's still, congratulations, you still got a silver image, so it's pretty good. You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, and again, taken from, a different viewpoint, is you've got the symmetry. Because you've got such a great reflection, it almost becomes one object, and takes it from just a recording of this building to actually to the abstract. And that's when people get down on the ground and grovel around. I reckon if you're not grubby from something like this, you mustn't been making an effort. So I assume you got dirty jeans and dirty elbows. Good on you, because this is how you get these images and this thinking. And if you're thinking like this, you're doing the right thing. So well done, Amy.
Yeah, this is. I really enjoy the darkness in the sky, just to be contrasting to John there. Yeah. But I do agree about the post-processing around the building. So just maybe work on, if you're wanting to get a really deep dark sky, just really softening the way you process it, because it does give a real graphic element to the whole image that just kind of makes it feel a bit gloomy and yeah, it's got real punch to it. And so keep working on the concept, because I just think it's brilliant.
And in 13th place with the silver award, Heather Colling. Congratulations.
Looks like farewells, but
Great portrait of a bird. It's all the other elements are literally framing with the thing of the bird, and that's what it is. I mean that in a wonderful way, because all the other elements are beautiful and soft and contrasty. But that bird just in the right place just is like that piece of life in there. Anything else and it wouldn't have been. But yeah, just the tips of the things and the edge of the wings, and that you can't see detail. Even if there is detail on a different screen, I think I particularly like this very black rendition of it. And I can imagine this printed large on a wall somewhere. If anything, my tastes, okay, I'm saying purely my tastes, would be take a little bit off the top and just make it a really wide panorama with lots of drama and wrapped round a wall somewhere. That's how I would see it, but that's my tastes.
Yeah.
People have.
Yeah, well done, Heather. I like the fact that the tree and the birds and that are all silhouette. That adds a bit of power to the image, and you've got nice tone in the sand as well. So, but I actually agree. Maybe a little bit off the top and go for a 3-to-1 ratio panoramic or something would be stunning.
And in 12th place with a silver award, Sue, congratulations.
Wow, beautifully captured, and you've got such great tonality in there, so there's no highlights that are dragging your attention away. There's every little detail exactly where it needs to be. And I can even see the stem of the flower, which is brilliant, especially given that it's basically black on black. So well done, that's really, really, really beautiful capture.
Yeah, and the crop, perfect. It's sometimes with these tighter crops you can just wibble and wobble and go off, but yeah, I was looking, thinking, is that... No, that's really well balanced. And again, this would be fantastic big, and I'm sure the sponsors, Photo Warehouse, would have beautiful paper you could print it on. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that needs to be hanging on a wall with a beautiful mat and a beautiful wall and a little spotlight on it, and just live with it. This is the kind of image you can live with every day, and that says real depth.
Yeah, I'd just like to add, this might look good really in metallic paper. I think it would shine, because metallic doesn't work with all black and white, but I think this, because of the tonality in the flower itself, the detail, I think, in the centre there, it draws you into it really, doesn't it? Beautiful image.
And in 11th place with a silver award, Harold.
Yeah, well done, Harold. I love the perspective. I mean, this sort of thing you'd either have to lie down on the ground to take or set up your tripod awkwardly, but nicely captured, and good subject matter as well. And also, it's full of leading lines in this, especially the top and bottom. But and of course, I like how the texture in the walls comes through. So yeah, nice image.
Yeah, the good thing with the texture, it adds to the lines and it almost vibrates. And again, being big on the screen here, it almost moves by itself. Die quietly.
I can't give you my water because you don't want my donut. Nothing else. I had the privilege of judging black and white category, and it's quite good to see all the images that I place quite high are all in the top 25. So I must be doing something right. All right. Here we go. Top 10. Now, our top 10 are in a random order. There is no score with them, and the judges will still give constructive feedback to each entrant. 3 top places will be revealed later at 5 o'clock tonight, so not too far away. And the rankings of the top 10 will be posted on our social media channels tomorrow. All right, here we go. One of the top 10 finalists. Congratulations, Kevin.
Yeah, well done, Kevin. Simplicity just comes to the fore here, and it's just a very strong image because of that. And I think with the tonal darkening of top and bottom really helps this image. Often it wouldn't, but in this case it really does. And I think just the simplicity and also the space above it, the placement of it works, and a very subtle reflection as well. So with the long exposure, it really works well.
Yeah, the minimalist, of course, it goes culturally strong with this out on the sea and what it represents in Japan. So it's one of those things where the actual capture, the concept behind of capturing it, sits within the mood of that sort of very minimalist, and your brain almost adds in other elements within the sort of mistiness and the light like that. So again, thoughtfulness of placement and structure of the image. Wahoo.
I actually find this image really calming. Maybe I should hang it at my house.
Yeah.
All right, another top 10 finalist. Congratulations to Shona.
What a beautiful moment captured. The timing of getting those bits of sand in the sky in just the right place is very well done. So well done, Shona. That's a great capture. I'm just trying to think if there's something I could suggest to improve it. No,
No.
it's great. Actually, no, probably just a little bit more black. It just needs a tiny bit more contrast just to oomph it up a bit, but otherwise just superb.
Well done, Shona. I think this is every young kid's dream of a holiday, what it should be, and every parent's nightmare. But at least they can wash themselves off later. But I think just the joy in the kids standing up, throwing the stuff, and almost fear of that mud hitting them on the guy lying down. It's very comical. Having two boys of similar ages years ago, I could really sympathise with this, and just see how much fun they have that's what it's all about.
They look like they're having great fun. And in the 10th finalist, an amazing image. Thank you, Jasmine. Congratulations.
I'm jumping into this one. This is great, and again, it's those small percentages. Just the timing, the shape of the tongue coming out, and you've just darkened enough for whatever log it's on, so it goes into that space. The highlights are okay with the claws and stuff. It's natural, but the catch light in the eye, it gives that impression that he's really eyeballing you. The space leading up, it's great, and that you've decided to make the background totally dark really works, because again, a lot of this is about simplification, and when without colour, it's all about tone and shape. So controlling those tones and shapes you've done, great, good job, Jasmine.
Yeah, Jasmine, this is well done, and obviously you and all others are worthy finalists for this, and this is a good example why. And I like the way you've sort of blended out the actual log or whatever it's climbing, and I think capturing the moment with the forked tongue out there and that, and I like the way it's sort of slightly vignetted at the bottom, so it fades it out a bit. It sort of draws your eye into the centre of the image, and it's a good subject for black and white.
I like this image. And congratulations to Lisa, also making the top 10 finalist.
Wow, so clever. I love the fact that you've softly blended the tiger in on the woman's side as well, so you can see a hint of tiger on the woman's side, hint of woman on the tiger's side with the lips coming through. It's very cleverly done. Probably just around the right hand side of the image, around the woman's ear and hair, it's just fading off really quickly, like it looks like it's in focus on her hair and stuff, and then it just sort of drops off. And it may be the way you've cut that out, I'm not sure, but just be careful about that so that it's pin sharp the whole way if you're going to be, because it's quite sharp on the tiger side, so it kind of needs to be similar. But beautiful image, well done.
Yeah, well done, Lisa. We all know people who are two-faced, but this is well controlled and well thought out as well. And like I say, it wouldn't be easy to do, to get that blend in nicely, which you have done very well. If I was going to comment at all, I think I'd soften up the blend in the forehead area, just to make it more of a graduated rather than a sudden blend there, and which would sort of mimic what was happening below the eyes, So well done.
Yes, it held my attention for quite some time. And the next finalist is... Congratulations to Helen.
Yeah, I'm going to jump into this. And again, I've been looking forward to this. Just the subtleties of the blending into the background. You can still see some of the environment. It's really using black and white to its extreme. I mean, that animal's born to be in black and white, right? Literally. And the reflection is the right depth. It's not too bright. The highlights are all in the right places. And you can see can't see a catch light, but I think because of the graphic nature, you can almost get over that. It's sort of almost a step from being actually a record to actually more of an abstract, and that's why I'm looking at it. And the balancing is right. Having a little bit more weight in the top part of the image just keeps it nicely balanced to the bottom. I think the balance is right on the money. But other comments?
I'm really, really impressed with the way you've lit this. I'm actually trying to figure out where the light's coming from or how it's lit, but it's stunningly done. It's like the legs are lit just perfectly. It's perfect pretty much the way it is, but if you wanted to kind of make it into something that people could print and put on their wall as kind of a permanent artwork, I'd just probably take that tree out from the left. I feel like it's not necessary and it might just be even more graphical without it. But beautiful image, well done.
Just to add my 5 cents worth in Helen. Yeah, I actually don't mind the tree, but that's part of being judging. You sort of everyone's an individual, and I think that adds a sort of another element to the background to give it a bit more interest. It's interesting how you just can't see it in the reflection. Well, not in our monitor anyway, but and I think the way you've isolated the zebra to bring the light onto it and darken the background just really works so well. It's a very stunning image.
And the next finalist, congratulations to Karen.
Okay, I'm leaping in. Cool. I like freaky stuff. And this is well handled. This is the kind of thing I've seen people attempt. This is a really well controlled, and the emotion in the hands, I know it sounds to be emotional hands, when you commit to a creative piece like this, you need all the tension. Even the tipping over is right. The smoke's come in the right place. You've balanced it right. The tension in the hand holding onto the stuff. And so often in the awards are saying it's not that we believe it's real, but it's convincing. And I think this is convincing. The tension in the hands, the body language, it's convincing. We know it's not real, but it's convincing that it's communicating what we want to communicate. That's my version of it, and you can get someone else's version on it.
Yeah, thanks. Well done, Karen. It's just an image you sort of look at, and the more you look, the more you see, and which is intriguing, and that's great. It's almost like this skeleton head's been vaping at a great rate of knots, and obviously use a smoke machine for that, which is really cool. It's just, I like the way it sort of just highlights the antlers right up in the top. It sort of leads you up there, so nice image. Well done.
This is stunning, really beautiful image, and your eye just keeps getting drawn through that smoke and up the antlers, which I think is very intentional and very well done. The only thing that I find just a little bit distracting is just, I think it's a hoodie under the suit at the bottom. So maybe just looking at fading that out a bit, because it's kind of, the bottom of the person is very cut off, but there's a very strong hoodie or whatever it is going through the middle. So just looking at maybe burning it off a bit so you can't see it as much.
And another of our top 10 finalists, congratulations to Phil.
Yeah, well done, Phil. I mean, this obviously the technique of blurring the background in a horizontal sort of way is I forget what the technique's called now. Really works well with this image. It's and just with all the parallel lines and the fact your eye just goes straight to the cyclist, and the shadow, and I love the placement, and there's quite heavy vignetting on this, but I think it works in this being black and white. You wouldn't want to do that with the colour image, and that would be my only thing. If the vignetting was softer, it might be a slightly different image, but obviously you've done it this way for a reason, and so well done.
I just had to get up and walk further down the room. This is one of those images, this is a quirky thing, sorry, that actually works better smaller. I think on the big screen, you sort of see much detail. I walked back about 3 meters, and it sort of like boiled it down. It's like, it was more simpler, getting so close and seeing the spokes and stuff, sort of, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I just think it's better. So I think this is an image that works really well in more intimate size than a bigger size. And so not bad, just different. Cool.
Well done on not getting the horizon lines to cut at the neck, because when you're doing a blurred image like that, you've got to obviously have quite a lot of control to make sure that everything's in the right place, and you've done that really well. So well done.
And another top 10 finalist. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was a really interesting image, and I like the way you've sort of done it. Applied multiple images and different layers, and it makes you look around the image. There's just one little thing. There's a few artifacts just on the right-hand side, in between the two mountains there. There seems to be a little bit of an artifact coming through, but other than that, it looks good. It's good use of creativity, and it sort of makes you look around and seeing what else is in the image.
Okay, this is a complete opposite of what I just said. This needs to be big, because there is details and stuff in there that you want to see. And so it's really nice seeing it on a big screen, because it gives you presence. And it's one of those images that your eye does move around a bit, and sometimes you could say, oh, it's got nothing to land on. But actually, because there's so many things, being big, you can look at the mountain in the background and the cloud and that sort of mountainous clouds, and then go off into another direction, and then there's detail in the foreground. So I think this is one of those images that doesn't have a thing that screams out, but it's one of those images that sets a mood that you can look at for quite a while. And again, it might be the kind of thing where you take a little bit off the bottom and a little off the top and make it a great big wide huge, go spend a whole lot of money on a massive print and live with it for a few years, and I think you'd really enjoy it. I think long skinny, I'm waving my hands around.
Anything else? Yeah, great image. Well done. And we have an image. Everyone's leaning in, looking at this
I
big
want to
screen.
talk. I love this image. I love this image so much. It's such a blend of humanity in building. I can see the female shape in it, and the graphic nature of it. Just the way you've blended. I mean, I'm assuming this is not actually a building that looks like this, that you've created this. But you've blended it just beautifully, so everything kind of falls in the right place. Well done, Harold. This is just incredible.
Yeah, again, I don't even want to say again, but this is a good example of being believable. Surely can't be, but if it is, wow. But yeah, imagine the lift. I'll get off with anyway, no, I won't go there. But this is really clever, and because it's so believable, and the tone, and again, it breaks the rules by having something light through the centre. And first reactions are, oh, you wouldn't have a highlight there, but actually it works. It draws you up into the darker, higher bits. For some reason, normally with a building, you wouldn't think that works. But I think on this occasion, for some reason, for me, it works. And where the dark areas are, adds to adding the curves in the building, and it looks really convincing. It's like, wow, it just does your little head in, and so that's a really good thing.
Absolutely agree with all that. And I mean, when I first saw it, to me, I totally agree with Amy on this one with the female form, and to me it's sort of like a pregnant female, armless and headless, but but it just gives me that sort of nurturing sort of thing, and it's interesting how the dark part you'd normally not have that there, but it actually adds to it. It gives a sort of a dimension and a shape to it. So well done.
And congratulations to Melanie for making the top 10. They're staring at the image.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first, John. Well done, Melanie. The idea of inverting the image and reflecting it as well, when I say inverting with tone, and it really works. It sort of gives a contrast, and you see the flower in a completely different light, no pun intended, but and just like on this, is it sternum, isn't it? Or something like that. Stamen, that's right. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. It was actually the highlight of each image, but for completely different reasons. And mirroring them like that it works so well because you get the tones on the flower, the actual leaf itself. So yeah, well done.
Okay, I'm leading in. Again, this needs to be big. This needs to be on probably not framed, but on a block mount in a 1990s modernist house with black parquet floor. And, that's what it is. It's a beautiful, huge piece of art. And the thing that I really enjoy is split second, like, is it actually black or is it actually white? Because it works in the reverse seamlessly. And so it needs to be a huge, big artwork hanging on someone's wall and who's got beautiful feng shui and yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's clever in the way that you can't tell which was the original photograph and which is the inversion, and that's quite a skill. So well done.
Yes, I did really like this image, and I did take a long time looking at it. Oh my goodness. That's our top 10. We were having so much fun. So come back at 5 o'clock and we'll be doing the winner announcements. And while you're waiting for that, go out to the exhibition and have a look around that.
Hey, well done, guys. Cool.
Go team.
Nice work to you guys.
I'm going to ask you a question, John. You mentioned the word artifacts. What was that? What weapons were you like?
Yeah, on an edge, if you get a white line. Possibly not, having to think about it, but you're getting that sort of that sharp. It's like an over-sharpened edge. That one of Holland, I love. But it's very distinct. But also, you had a look at the wires, and they had a dark colour like that, and it was light colour. And you know what I reckon it was? She's got an action that she's just clicked in. I love that. I'm not really good at the edge. Because there was quite a bit of voice in the smile as well, but you could tell it was an action rather than she'd done it deliberately. And my suggestion was to do the action and then isolate the house and then fade back. So the background of it would just
It's interesting. What do you photograph?
Well, I'm retired now. Supposedly, but I've got my own photography school,
No.
and I do photo tours. So I just come back on Monday from Cairns. I did a photo tour. Oh, Christchurch, yeah. And but I've done a lot of stuff. I started off with people photography years ago, and after the earthquakes, concentrated on travel and architectural and that sort of thing. So, yeah, I've done everything from makeovers to fine art nudes to all sorts of things, so quite a varied. What about yourself?
Mostly families.
Okay.
Started off with
Yeah.
my daughter.
Cut my teeth with weddings.
What's that?
I cut my teeth with weddings. I was going to ask you. I've got to announce I don't know if it's the top. Have you got a list of people there so I can make sure I pronounce their names?
Only on there, and I don't know if they've turned that off, so we can't even look at it.
I might. Cindy, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Would you
Now
go
that,
to it?
now that you just when you say it.
Were you police forensic?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a girl who did one of my courses at university, and she was from Wellington, police forensic. Only about 30 years. And